Have you ever heard something so cruel, so vile, that it changed you forever? I'm talking about the kind of words that cut through your soul like a knife. Words that make your blood run cold. Words that force you to choose between staying silent or burning the whole world down. I'm 73 years old. I've seen a lot in my life. Wars, deaths, heartbreaks. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for what I heard on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my daughter's life. Her wedding day. The day she was about to marry a man I thought would protect her, cherish her, love her. But instead, I heard him destroy her, and in that moment, standing in that hallway, my hands shaking, my heart pounding, I made a choice that would change everything. If you love stories of justice, karma, and people getting exactly what they deserve, subscribe now and hit that notification bell. New inspiring stories every week that will restore your faith in humanity. Question for you. Where are you watching this story from? Drop your city and country in the comments below. Let's see how far this message of dignity and respect has traveled. But before I tell you what I did, before I tell you how I made him pay, you need to understand something. You need to understand who my daughter is, because this isn't just a story about revenge. This is a story about a mother's love, a grandmother's rage, and the moment when silence becomes betrayal. My daughter's name is Sarah. She came into this world 32 years ago, screaming at the top of her lungs, with a head full of dark curls and eyes that sparkled like the ocean. From the moment I held her, I knew she was special, not perfect. Special. Sarah was never the girl who fit into society's tiny little boxes. She was curvy, round, soft in all the places the world told her she shouldn't be. And God, did the world make sure she knew it. I watched her grow up in a culture that worships thinness like it's a religion. I watched her stand on the scale every morning, tears streaming down her face. I watched her skip meals. I watched her hate herself for not looking like the girls in magazines. I watched my beautiful, brilliant, kind-hearted daughter believe she was unworthy of love as her mother. It broke me. I tried everything. I told her she was beautiful. I told her she was enough. I held her when she cried and whispered that the right person would see her for who she truly was. And then, she met Derek. Derek walked into Sarah's life 2 years ago. Tall, handsome, charming. The kind of man who knew exactly what to say and when to say it. At first, I was cautious, protective. You know how mothers are. But Derek won me over. He brought Sarah flowers. He held her hand in public. He looked at her like she hung the moon and the stars. For the first time in her life, I saw my daughter bloom. She stopped hiding herself. She started wearing dresses again. She laughed more. She smiled more. She believed she was loved. And I let my guard down. I believed it too. 6 months ago, Derek proposed. Sarah called me, sobbing happy tears, screaming into the phone that she was getting married. I cried with her. I was so happy, so relieved. Finally, my daughter had found someone who saw her, who valued her, or so I thought. Because what I didn't know, what none of us knew, was that Derek was wearing a mask, and that mask was about to slip. The wedding was set for a beautiful Saturday afternoon in June. The venue was a charming old estate with gardens that looked like something out of a fairy tale. White roses everywhere, string lights hanging from the trees, a soft breeze carrying the scent of jasmine. Everything was perfect. I arrived early that morning to help Sarah get ready. She was glowing, nervous, but glowing. Her dress was stunning ivory lace with delicate beading, custom made to fit her body like it was designed by angels. She looked like a queen. Mom, she whispered, looking at herself in the mirror. Do you think he really loves me? My heart broke a little. Even on her wedding day, even after 2 years, she still doubted. I took her hands in mine. I looked her straight in the eye. Sarah, I said, that man is about to stand in front of everyone we know and promise to love you for the rest of his life. Of course he loves you. She smiled. A real, genuine smile. You're right, she said. I'm just being silly. I kissed her forehead. And I believed every word I'd just said. An hour before the ceremony, I stepped out of the bridal suite to use the restroom. The estate was massive, with long hallways and old wooden doors. I was walking down one of those hallways when I heard voices, male voices, laughing. I slowed down. Something in my gut told me to listen. The voices were coming from a room just ahead the groom's suite. I recognized Derek's voice immediately. And what I heard next, God help me, it shattered everything. Dude, I can't believe you're actually going through with this. That was one of Derek's groomsmen. I didn't know which one. Derek laughed. A cold, hollow laugh. Yeah, well, he said. Her dad's loaded, and she's so desperate for love. She'll never question anything. My blood turned to ice. Another voice chimed in. But bro, seriously? You're really gonna spend the rest of your life with her? Silence. Then Derek spoke again. And I will never, ever forget what he said. Sleeping with that fat pig disgusts me. The room erupted in laughter. Loud, cruel, mocking laughter. I just close my eyes and think of the money. Derek continued. Her trust fund kicks in after we're married. I give it 2 years, maybe 3. Then I'll divorce her and take half of everything. More laughter. You're a genius. Man, ice cold. But genius. I stood there in that hallway, frozen. My hands were shaking. My vision was blurring. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. This monster was about to marry my daughter for her money. He thought she was disgusting. He was using her. And she had no idea. In that moment, I had a choice. I could walk away, pretend I didn't hear it, let the wedding happen, let Sarah find out the truth on her own, years down the line, after he'd broken her heart and stolen her money. Or I could do something dangerous, something that might ruin everything, but something that would save my daughter. I didn't have time to think. I didn't have time to plan. All I had was rage. Pure, burning, righteous rage. I turned around and walked back toward the bridal suite, my mind racing. Sarah couldn't know. Not yet. If I told her now, she'd fall apart. She'd blame herself. She'd think she was the problem. No, Derek needed to expose himself, and I was going to make sure that happened. I walked back to the bridal suite and grabbed my phone. My hands were still shaking, but I forced myself to focus. I needed evidence. I needed proof. I pulled up the voice recording app on my phone and hit record. Then I walked back to the hallway outside the groom's suite. I stood there for a moment listening. They were still laughing, still joking, still mocking my daughter. I took a deep breath. And then I knocked over a decorative vase sitting on a side table. Crash. The laughter stopped immediately. What the hell was that? One of them said. I'll check it out. Derek said. Perfect. I heard footsteps approaching the door. I stepped back, positioning myself just around the corner. My phone held up, still recording. The door opened. Derek stepped out into the hallway. He looked around, confused. Then he saw me. For a split second, his face went pale. Oh, he said, forcing a smile. Mrs. Patterson, is everything okay? I stared at him. I didn't smile. I didn't blink. I just stared. I heard you, I said quietly. His smile faltered. I'm sorry, what? I heard you. The color drained completely from his face. Mrs. Patterson, I don't know what you think you heard, but you called my daughter a fat pig. Silence. He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. You must have misheard. I would never. You said sleeping with her disgusts you. His eyes darted toward the door, toward his groomsmen. You said you're marrying her for her trust fund. Mrs. Patterson, please, you said you'd divorce her in 2 years and take half of everything. He took a step toward me, his voice dropping to a whisper. Look, he said, I don't know what you think you heard, but you need to calm down. Sarah is emotional. If you upset her now, on her wedding day, she'll never forgive you. I smiled. Not a kind smile. A dangerous smile. You're right, I said. She's emotional, and she deserves to know the truth. You're not going to tell her, he said, his voice hardening. Because if you do, you'll break her heart. And what kind of mother breaks her own daughter's heart? I held up my phone. The kind of mother who records everything. His face went white. You recorded me? Every word. He lunged for the phone, but I stepped back. Touch me, and I'll scream, I said calmly, and then everyone will come running, including Sarah. He froze. What do you want? He hissed. I want you to leave. What? Leave. Now. Walk out of this venue, get in your car, and disappear. Or I play this recording for everyone at the wedding. You can't do that. Watch me. We stared at each other. If I leave, he said slowly, Sarah will be humiliated. Everyone will ask questions. She'll be devastated. She'll be devastated either way, I said. But at least this way, she won't legally bind herself to a monster. He clenched his jaw. You're making a mistake. No, I said. You made the mistake. I'm just cleaning it up. For a long moment, Derek just stood there. Then, slowly, he pulled out his phone. Fine, he said. I'll leave, but you're going to regret this. I doubt it. He turned and walked back into the groom's suite. I heard muffled voices, confusion, questions. Then Derek emerged, his groomsmen following behind him, all of them looking bewildered. What's going on, man? We're leaving. Derek said flatly. What? Why? Just trust me. We're leaving. They walked past me, Derek refusing to make eye contact. I watched them disappear down the hallway, and then I went to find my daughter. Sarah was still in the bridal suite, putting the finishing touches on her makeup. She looked up when I walked in, her face glowing with happiness. Mom, where have you been? The ceremony starts in 20 minutes. I closed the door behind me. I sat down next to her. I took her hand. Sarah, I said gently, we need to talk. Her smile faded. What's wrong? I took a deep breath. Derek's gone. What? He left. The wedding's off. She stared at me, her face a mask of confusion. I don't understand. What are you talking about? Sweetheart, I need you to listen to me very carefully. And then I told her everything. I played her the recording. I watched her face crumble as she heard the man she loved her mock her, degrade her, reduce her to nothing more than a paycheck. She didn't cry at first. She just sat there, staring at the wall, her hands trembling in her lap. Then, slowly, the tears came. Not loud, dramatic sobs, just quiet, heartbroken tears. I held her. I held my daughter while she broke. And I whispered the same words I'd been whispering her whole life. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are enough. The guests were told there was a family emergency. The wedding was cancelled. People whispered. People speculated. But I didn't care. Because Sarah was safe. In the days that followed, Sarah went through every emotion imaginable. Anger, sadness, relief, shame. But slowly, so slowly, she began to heal. She started therapy. She started journaling. She started surrounding herself with people who truly loved her. And one day, about 6 months later, she came to me with tears in her eyes. Thank you, she said. For what? For saving me. I hugged her tight. I'll always save you, baby. Always. So what did I learn from all of this? What can you take away from this story? Here are 3 truths that will change your life. 1. Your silence can be someone else's prison. If I had stayed quiet, if I had convinced myself it wasn't my place, or that Sarah would figure it out on her own, she would have married that man. She would have spent years being degraded, manipulated, and destroyed from the inside out. Sometimes love means speaking up, even when it's terrifying. 2. Cruelty hides behind charm. Derek fooled everyone. He said all the right things. He played the part perfectly. But behind closed doors, he was a monster. Pay attention to how people treat others when they think no one is watching. That's who they really are. 3. Protecting someone's feelings is not the same as protecting their future. Yes, telling Sarah the truth hurt her. Yes, it broke her heart. But it also saved her life. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is destroy someone's illusion so they can live in reality. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but I disagree. Revenge is a dish best served with love. Because when you love someone truly, deeply, fiercely love them, you don't let them walk into darkness. You burn the whole damn world down to light their way. And I'd do it again, every single time.